Hey guys, it's our Aegis, the Haughty Magistrate, and today is March the 30th, and we just got a new update to the Imperial Law Documents, the RRG, as well as the Enlightenment rules today. But I'm really going to talk about the Imperial Law because that's kind of like the big thing that came out today. So the Imperial Law is the banned list, the restricted list, as well as any card erratas. And so let's just go and get started, and let's get to the banned list first. The big thing is there's one card that went on the banned list, and that is Spyglass. The Spyglass is a Unicorn Clan attachment. It's a 0/1. In case you didn't know what it did, it basically draws you a card every time somebody goes into the conflict. Now, Spyglass going on the ban list is going to hit the Lion Tower as well as the Unicorn Tower kind of hard, because they kind of needed that for their card draw advantage, as well as to possibly keep them afloat on honor, but still give them the resources when they're playing against clans like Scorpion. Um, but is it going to kill those decks? I honestly don't think so. A lot of line players I've talked to today said that Spyglass comes off and Spoils of War goes on. That does leave them without a restricted card. Honestly, sky's the limit. They actually do have decent political numbers now with in Lion Tower, so policy debate's definitely a thing. Um, they can also slot the Palace, which turns on censure if that's the way they want to do it. Uh, at a Unicorn, again, Spoils of War goes in. I don't think the Unicorn deck needs any restricted list cards. The Unicorn Tower deck, at least, doesn't needs any restricted list cards. Uh, Possibly maybe could go into Crab Splash and just throw in, Reprieve and Pathfinder Split, but I think that's actually a downgrade. So who knows what actually will happen with Unicorn. Line I think is going to be fine. Unicorn a little bit on the fence with them just because they really don't have any other good restricted list options right now. And that's not to say that they absolutely need a restricted list. It's just that it'd be nice to have, I think, something solid that they can hang their hat on. Next, let's go ahead and go to the restricted list. The restricted list, the big one here is City of the Open Hand is now on the restricted list. City of the Open Hand is put on the restricted list with a package. I'm calling it a package with duty as well as secret cash going off. And City of the Open Hand no longer has the errata text. So it's now back to steal. If you're at lower honor, steal one honor from your opponent instead of gain one or lose one, or gain one or make your opponent lose one. So City of the Open Hand is now back to the original text box. And a lot of people said that when City got its errata, that was an upgrade, and now that it's back to its text box, it's back to a downgrade. I'm not 100% sure that I've I wholeheartedly fully agree with that. I think that it made City of the Open Hand a little bit more interesting to play, but it was never. I don't think it was ever an upgrade. Um, so the fact that it's on the restricted list that is now makes deck building really interesting for Scorpion because it's no longer the problems that they take, and duty is no longer an auto include. So what a lot of people I've talked to is that Seven Stings Keep is the stronghold of choice right now. Forge Edict is still the restricted list card, and until Forge comes out, which is the Scorpion Clan cancel, that's going to be in Pack 4, and that's not going to be released until at least, I'd say, at this point, July, August ish. Um, City Open Hand's probably not going to see play until then. And at that, City Open Hand actually has an anti synergy. Wow, I'm tapping Keyforge terminology. Has an anti synergy with Forge. So who knows what will happen? I'm kind of it's kind of really interesting. Now, next, Korimori gets off the restricted list. Korimori is the Phoenix Clan province that changes the ring or changes the conflict type. It did receive an errata that says it cannot be the Stronghold province, so that's not a big deal for me because Phoenix actually does have a new Stronghold province, and that's retired to the Brotherhood, which is a water province, which we This is actually, I think, the first really good water province we've seen for a clan. So I'm really excited about that. Corey Mori's going into the row, though. Shameful Display is going out. Corey Mori's going in. And I'm really kind of excited to see how this new dynamic with in Phoenix is going to work. It doesn't change the Phoenix meta. It doesn't change Phoenix's wit endgame strategy. It's a lot of Phoenix player that I've seen, a lot of Phoenix deck that I've seen online is still going pretty hard with Echo Bird and Consumed by Five Fires. So this is I think this is just this not really a big thing, but yeah. Next, we already talked about duty going on the restricted list and secret cash going off the restricted list. Secret cash. Well, let's just go back to secret cash for a little bit. Secret cash is an air province. It is a Scorpion Clan province that lets you when a conflict's declared at that province, look at the top five, pick one, put in your hand, and shuffle. So that's an air province. What the air province that Scorpion's been running lately has been Before the Throne. Before the Throne going out, Secret Cash going in. I think it's a power upgrade for Scorpion. Making your stealing 2 honor from your opponent is kind of big, but the fact that it's a 5 strength province allows it to be farmed by other Scorpion players. Not something that I'm really that is kind of excited about. Last thing on the restricted list is Void Fist going off the restricted list, and that's going to be pretty big for Dragon. It does elevate them. I don't think it takes them to tier 1 automatically, but I do think that it does elevate Dragon to a competitive level. How it's going to look, not 100% sure. A lot of Dragon I've talked to said the policy debate is going in, but they're not 100% sure what's going out. Uh, and honestly, I don't know what's going out of my dragon deck either, and I don't know if I'm going back to Crab Splash, if I'm going back to Mountain Sandville Castle, or if I'm staying with High House of Light. It's kind of like a Wild West period. There's going to be a lot of deck testing here, so expect Jigoku to be filled with a whole bunch of nonsense for the next couple of days at least, while people try different things out. And who knows? Some nonsense can definitely work, right? I mean, Unicorn Tower. Who knew? Golden Flame Outpost. Last thing, from the Imperial Law is an errata to those who serve. It's now to a minimum of 1 instead of to a minimum of 0. This hits Kravitz kind of hard because they no longer get bodies for free, but I don't think it kills the deck completely. It just means that they have to buy stuff now, and frankly, it's like I've had turns when I play Kravitz and everything that I get cost 1, has to cost 1, even after those who serve. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. Uh, it does weaken it somewhat, but I don't think it kills the deck completely. So now, real quick, let me go ahead and just show you what a couple of what the deck. What Let's go start with my Phoenix deck here. Yeah. So this is my Phoenix deck, and so what you see here, we got Kurimori in. Retired to the Brotherhood is the Water Province, and that's going under the box. I'm staying with Kunasawa. Inspired Visionary is a card out of Pack 2 that is going into this, and that's basically a 1-for-1 Shigenja. Season of War, everything else kind of stays the same. Season of War still definitely in there. Only other thing that's really the only thing that goes in. Nothing else really changes out of the Phoenix deck. Only Korimori, Retired to Brotherhood, and Inspired Visionary. So that's the Phoenix deck. Let's go talk about the Unicorn deck. The Unicorn deck does change somewhat. I added in Never Yield. Never Yield is a zero cost event that basically says when after you declare an attack, your characters cannot be bowed. It Your characters can't be bowed. It's kind of like it's insurance for me, to be honest. And if I got Ichiro, my character can't be bowed or dishonored, so therefore shames are just useless at that point, right? I also put in Twilight Rider that basically says that whenever somebody moves in, I think the Twilight Rider, it's a rally card. That's the only reason Twilight Rider is in there right now is rally, and I'm trying him out. I'm not 100% sold on him. It's a rally card, so My province row stays the same. Spoils of War went to 3 of. Spyglass is gone, but everything else also stays the same. Now, here is where things change dramatically for me. Anyway, yeah, we have Scorpion. Scorpion, Secret Cache goes in. Effective Deception still under the Stronghold. Tochironbo still in my province row. I did go ahead and took out a couple of card to make room for Dispatch to Nowhere, because that's a pretty big, powerful, big card. Duty is out of the deck. I added to Suffer the Consequences. I drop Assassination to 2. To Suffer the Consequences allows you to sacrifice a Bowed Courtier, Shugenja, or I can't remember what the last one is. But bow a courtier, basically in Scorpion, the relevant trait is bow a courtier. Bow courtier, and sorry, sacrifice a bowed courtier, and I get to declare another political attack. It's kind of big at a Scorpion, even if it's just a one single honor loss. One single honor loss is one single honor loss, right? Slow and steady wins the race. Forge Edict is my restricted list card. I got one compelling testimony there, one Kureko, and one I can swim. It's kind of like a toolboxy. Uh, I'm going to try this out for a bit and just see how it goes. Not 100% convinced that that Suffer the Consequences is going to be all that big, but I'm kind of hopeful. But I do know that Dispatch to Nowhere is kind of money. So yeah, that is pretty much where I stand with my decks. Um, really excited about how this new Imperial Law document is going to affect the meta. Trevor Cuba and I are going to definitely talk way more about it, and we're definitely going to we'll talk way more about Crane. Because honestly, I don't really play Crane all that much, so I really don't know how this is going to affect Crane. My gut feeling is it really doesn't affect Crane at the moment. We have to wait until they get their stronghold out of this cycle before we can see how that goes. I do see that auto running Crane may be a thing now. And we'll see what happens. Until then, thanks for watching this, and uh, stay tuned to hear Trevor Cuba and I talk about the rest of the clans and the rest of the updates to the RRG. Till then, have a great day.